Well, some much needed snow and moisture returning to Colorado, taking a live look over parts of our state. You wouldn't know it by looking at those pictures. Today looked more like January, though, than May. Several inches of snow fell across the metro area, with some places in the high country getting feet of snow.
Unlike past spring storms, this one hit just about everybody across the state. We had crews spread across the state covering the snow from Fort Collins, where they saw more than 5 inches, to Evergreen. The mountains got 1 to 2 feet of fresh snow that hopefully will boost that historically bad snowpack. Thanks for joining us at 5 o'clock. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. We are once again bringing you team coverage at the top of the 5 o'clock newscast. We're following the fallout from this storm and what comes next. Rachel Krause has been covering the downed trees and power outages all across the area. But we are going to begin with Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin tracking the hard freeze that follows the snow.
That's right. 6 to 12 inches of snow along the Front Range, giving way now to clearing skies as our latest spring storm tracks to the south. Now, with the wind flow out of the west and northwest, some areas in the foothills, which looks pretty icy and snowy right now, will have a bit of a downsloping wind. So those areas may not actually see that hard freeze that so many of us in Denver and on the eastern plains could see. In the mountains, the snow showers have tapered off. The winter storm warning has canceled. Denver officially 5.8 inches of snow, making this the biggest May snowstorm since 2003. 6 to 12 inches of snow along the Front Range, with Evergreen at a foot, Ken Carroll at 10, East Parker about 10, and we've seen just the totals continue to come in, and we have more on 9news.com. The snow showers continue from Pueblo down to the Trinidad area. All of the advisories for snow and travel for Denver and northern Colorado have canceled out, but due to the ongoing snow in southern Colorado, a winter weather advisory remains in effect. But all eyes on the freeze warning for Denver tonight, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. for temperatures in the low to mid 20s. Plants will need protection from the cold and exposed pipes as well. We're sitting in the lower 40s now, dropping into the mid 30s between now and midnight. Coming up, we're going to talk about how low the temperatures will go in which parts of the state and where you live. That freeze warning, again, a big deal in terms of the damage that we could see tomorrow. And we'll talk about snow, perhaps some more mountain snow on the way, but maybe not for Mother's Day. That Mother's Day weekend forecast is coming up as well.
Kathy, thank you. This storm, as you see, has impacted all of the Front Range and really most of the state. Snow totals are starting to come in, and there are vast swings between places. Estes Park saw the most, with more than 2 feet of snow recorded. Places like Loveland Pass saw a little more than a foot. Then closer to the metro, Boulder had its third biggest May snowstorm on record with 11 inches, and Arvada saw about 7 inches.
The big concern today was the snow piling on the trees, causing them to snap. We have been getting several photos and videos of tree branches breaking off all across the metro area. In Denver, one tree branch landed on an SUV. Same story in Denver's Cap Hill neighborhood. Arvada, another spot that had a lot of snapping branches as well.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause joins us from Denver. Rachel, a lot of neighborhoods, same story, still dealing with cleanup at this hour.
Yeah, Phil and Kim, we're at just one of those many spots around town along Raleigh Street near Berkeley Lake, where a tree snapped and fell after that May snowstorm came through. Kind of hard to believe right now that the sunshine is back and spring seems to be right back in force. Crews spent the day out here clearing away that tree and others that fell along this block, making the neighborhood drivable once again. Now, the people inside that home tell me they have a 1-week-old and a toddler at home, so they're just grateful this wasn't worse, and they just wanted to get that tree cleared away. One block over, a mom on Quitman Road had been under her tree clearing away branches just before dropping her kid at daycare, and 20 minutes later a branch came crashing down. She says this is a big mess, but is just relieved that no cars or people were hurt. In Arvada, heavy snow downed power lines, leaving thousands without power in the morning. Nor Jabara and her wife were home last night when their crabapple tree split under the weight of the snow, knocking down their fence and landing on their neighbor's shed.
It was almost completely to the ground, and the shed is what was keeping the tree up. But the tree service company was amazing. They were out here within an hour and cut off that branch, cleaned everything up, and they did pull up that fence too. So at least we can have it stay that way until we can really get it replaced.
Got branches, you got to clear those up and get the debris out of the way. And every community has different guidelines on what you need to do after this snowstorm came through. We'll have all that information for you on this story at 9news.com. Reporting live in Denver, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Rachel, thank you. West Metro Fire staying busy after this storm. The fire department says crews responded to more than 50 electrical emergencies. The calls have been mostly about downed trees and falling power lines. The department says that has caused lines to actually spark. And officials say that every time a line, you have to treat every line that falls as if it has power running through it. If you see a downed power line, they say, just stay away from it. Mother Nature did not beat the Colorado Rockies today. How about that? Here's a live look at Coors Field, where the team will play the Mets tonight. Snow postponed yesterday's game and pushed the start time of today's game from 1:10 to 7:20. And while this weather is not stopping the Rockies from playing, it is putting a pause to the music over at Red Rocks.
Tonight's Bright Eyes show was postponed earlier this week, leaving some fans in a pretty tough spot. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Rosari explains.
Last night's snow didn't stop people from showing up to Red Rocks to enjoy David Guetta, but Bright Eyes fans won't get the same opportunity tonight. That show was postponed until next week, leaving little time for out-of-town fans to change plans. Wednesday morning snow turned Red Rocks white. Denise Foley,
not the place I want to be right now,
just wishes she was there to see it. Instead, she's in sunny South Carolina.
And all my friends down here where they're sweating today are laughing that, what, you got canceled because of a snowstorm? Nobody can believe it.
On Monday, Red Rocks announced because of the spring storm, the Bright Eyes concert scheduled to happen Wednesday would be postponed until next week. Denise and her sister were planning to fly in for the show.
We were both devastated, started looking at, okay, how can we make this work? But unfortunately, in the end, it would have cost me over double what I paid for my flight. And I can't just change my schedule instantly and say, hey, I want to be off next week instead of right now and get those 3 days off. Many times when a band has to cancel something or postpone it, it's months in advance, so you can rebook flights, you can change your life around. But to say, hey, we're rescheduling and it's in 4 days and it's on the other side of a weekend, it was just not enough notice.
While it was not enough time for Denise, it was not enough snow
I go by Beast.
for this Red Rocks regular.
The guy that runs backwards down Red Rocks. I don't see why they canceled it. That's baloney. Within a few hours, we would have had all this shoveled and it would have been fine. Just like that.
He's crazy.
In a statement, a Red Rocks spokesperson said the decision to postpone was made jointly by them, the promoters, and the artists. The new date matched the band's schedule, and with 200 shows a season, it's rare to be able to reschedule rather than cancel outright.
We'd always been told Red Rocks is rain or shine and that a little snow wouldn't stop things. Just the whole situation stinks.
To make things worse, Denise says she won't be able to get a refund on her tickets because they were resale, but she says she doesn't care about the green, but rather the show she won't be able to see.
The album, it has meant so much to me over the years emotionally, so very disappointed that we can't be there to see it.
She could have seen the guy running the rocks.
I've seen him there, but
Wow.
in snow, it's amazing.
In snow. Okay. Red Rocks officials also said David Guetta was able to perform because he was already in town and set up. And while the weather was certainly not ideal, it's something they've done before. They say the venue is like any other business. Everyone does their best to accommodate the most customers possible. We will continue to follow the latest on the snowstorm. Scan that QR code to download 9 News Plus. That way you can watch it whenever, get your weather forecast for free.